All right, guys, you are listening to K-Talk Radio, 1640 AM. I am your host, Yoshi Shiraki, and our special guest today is Matt Atkinson. So right before commercial, I asked Matt a question so he can be thinking about the answer. Matt, you are a lending expert. You're also a landlord expert. So I figured if there's anyone who's going to be good at giving advice in this particular situation, it would be you. So let's just assume that one day, during this uncertain time, for whatever reason, job loss, somebody out there, or let's just say yourself in this example, are not able to come up with your mortgage payment, or you're not able to come up with your rent payment. Let's break this question into two phases. First, what can a homeowner do to proactively start working with a bank to minimize this potential difficult time on not being able to make a mortgage payment? And then, what could a tenant do to work with the landlord proactively before, hopefully, they are evicted, to proactively figure out how to get through this difficult time?
You bet, that's a great question. So I've thought about that a lot the last week as the state of Utah. Like, here's an interesting thing. I think we don't focus, or I'll say for myself, I think a lot of times we don't focus on, like, what is happening until it affects us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, until it affects us, out of sight, out of mind,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like that's just what it is. In the United States, where we had an earthquake in Utah, and it freaked everyone out that felt it, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think I had 2 people text me or DM me that don't live in Utah. They're like, "Hey, are you okay? How's the earthquake?" I'm like, "LOL, I'm outstanding." Because I love uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
So, with that, here's 3 things I'm going to give on both suggestions. I'm going to talk about the tenant, and then I'm going to talk about the homeowner.
Okay.
Because I think the tenant has different rights than the homeowner does.
Nice.
Okay?
Pay attention, everyone.
Yeah, so the tenant. So number 1, if I was a tenant, I would actually, I would discontinue any extra third-party items that really don't serve me financially, like today.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can save $300 a month doing stuff that's not serving me, like discontinuing subscriptions, or just little things that make a big difference. That's number 1.
And save that money.
And save that money immediately. Number 2, I would reduce frivolous spending. So, for example,
Starbucks,
I'm dead serious, right? Like, you're gonna well, I need it. Well, here's the whole thing. Really, what we need is oxygen, fuel, water, and sleep. Like, literally, if we talk about the cavemen, that's what they all needed.
Right.
And some love and interaction, right? But if you really think about it, so I would reduce those extra things. Now, the crazy thing is, tons of people that I'm talking to that are more fearful are watching so much freaking TV. Okay? Like, I'm not binge watching. Like, I apologize. I misspoke. I think I've watched more TV in the last 2 weeks just watching something with my family at home, which is great. But I've also been working like 65, 70 hours a week, like 8 to 8 every day, except for like on Saturdays and Sundays I'm doing this radio show because there's that opportunity to serve that many people, right?
Yeah.
And my family is good and super supportive. So the third thing is for the tenants, is I'd be very proactive and communicate with your landlord up front. Don't say, "Hey, I don't have the money, I'm not going to pay." Pay and communicate with them with where you're at, because the more you're open and come up with solutions. Now, I'm not sure who's listening to this, tenants, owners, investors, etc. But I think the more you communicate, and this is me, I'm not sending text messages on "I don't have money."
Yeah.
I'm picking up, I call it PUTFP. I'm picking up the freaking phone. I'm having a conversation. I'm coming up with a solution. And I gotta be honest, if you have extra stuff, I would sell your stuff right now. Like, sell extra stuff that you don't need. Like, I've got an extra car and a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I'm going to list it because I just don't need it, right?
Yeah.
So, and if I sold it a month ago, I'd probably get a better deal, or I would have got more money. But I just don't need it. It's just sitting there. It's just kind of depreciating.
When was the last time you rode your motorcycle?
It's probably been as long as you haven't colored your hair. Only time will tell. Okay, so when we die and we look at the book of life, we really know when we quit doing that. So it's probably been about 10 years, give or take. Maybe.
I've never seen you ride it.
Yeah, I think since my son Matthew was born, and he's 10, he's turning 10 this year. I kind of quit riding it.
Got it.
So those are what I would suggest for the tenant, because you are not as protected. If you don't pay rent, you have a contract, and depending on what the local governments are, you need to talk to your landlord and be understanding. And all landlords are in different financial spots too. So there's not a right or wrong solution. Now, homeowners.
Yeah.
If you're still working, I'd pull cash out of your properties now, or reduce the payment and save the extra money, as if you weren't spending it, and I'd put it in a bank account. Like literally, I'd stock up your savings.
Okay.
And if you, that's number one. Number two is I'd consolidate all your debt. Now, it doesn't mean, hey, let's not be fiscally, like the sky is falling. No, here's the crazy thing. The interest rates are so low in general, like what a great time just to save and pay off a bunch of stuff, but start saving, whatever the savings is, put that cash away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know about you like to travel to California back and forth, right? You have some family there.
Yep.
Like, I've reduced I am not going anywhere in March, and now I'm not going anywhere in April, and those were more self-development events, but like I'm reducing what those expenditures are. So I think that's important as a homeowner. So is take advantage of the refinance now and be proactive while you have employment or that opportunity, and where the values are there to consolidate. And then the second one is have a spending plan and actually really stick to a budget. It's amazing. I talked to three investors this week that have a bunch of capital, and I was like, hey, look, what is your monthly nut? They're like, we don't know. And I'm like, how do you not know how much it costs for you to live comfortably? Like, not even comfortably, just like your basic expenses.
Yeah.
So you've got to monitor what you spend every month, right?
Right.
And then the third thing is the mortgage companies are going to be less communicative, like fluid. Like, I don't know about you, but calling a lot of customer service, those individuals are doing the best they can, progressing in a career. A lot of people have worked customer service before. They do it for a couple years, then they go on and a lot of times do different things.
Right.
A lot of times they're restricted, that they don't have contingency plans that they can offer you. So you just gotta be, respectful for the other person on the line, and you don't know what they're going through either, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what a great time to be empathetic. So number one, if you're a homeowner, take advantage of the rates now and refinance and either reduce your monthly nut or consolidate your payment, keep your payment the same, and keep the cash or get cash out. Number two is liquidate stuff, like sell things that are frivolous or delay. And then the third is be communicative. I think this is a great time for you to call all of your credit cards and ask if they have 0% interest for 12 months. I think it's a great time so everyone's got credit cards, right?
Yep.
Make your payments, be responsible. I think it's also a great time to quit spending as much on stuff you don't need. Like, there's a difference of, like, I'm not saying don't live, but there's a lot of people that spend stuff. I'm like, why did you do that, right?
Right.
So is that going to get you where you want to go? So I think if we're conscientious of that now, and here's the opposite. What a great time to learn how to be an amazing cook.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What great skills. My wife's an amazing cook. Like, what great skills to spend time with your family, do activities at home, go outside, like, be present. Like, it's amazing. Like, there's not a lot of cars. I'm like, this is nice. Like, I can drive from South Jordan to Murray in like 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think the other thing is it also gives the things in perspective, because each generation, like people that are in their 60s are concerned with completely different stuff than people in their 50s.
Right.
People that are in their 50s are completely concerned with different things about people in their 40s.
Absolutely.
And et cetera, et cetera. So it's important to be an amazing human and be empathetic. And then also, here's the best part. For those that are disciplined and are studying and listen to these calls, and you're telling other people to listen to other quality people, we're going to have some amazing opportunities to put ourselves in really good positions.
Totally agree.
When I think of what happened to us, what happened for us in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 7, we're in amazing spots because we actually implemented.
Right.
And we didn't have a lot of strategy. Like, we've talked about this. We're like, we bought this house. Now, here's the point. now there's so much quality information, paid and free, to get the right info.
Yes.
That unless you're not taking the time to study, which is your own excuse, you have all the tools to succeed. And the last thing is it's totally your psychology. Tony Robbins says it's 80% psychology, 20% strategy.
Wonderful.
So as you guys study every day and learn from other people, you're going to be in an awesome spot.
Awesome. Okay, Matt, before we wrap up the show, we're almost out of time. I wanted to tell all the listeners, if you've missed any part of the show, simply just go to www.utahhomesweethome. You can click on the YouTube link where you'll be able to find all of these shows that we filmed and upload the video. Matt, how can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, great question. So I have a real estate consulting company called MJA Real Consulting. MJA Real Consulting. That's where you can watch 2 classes called Buy and Hold versus Fix and Flip, and how to turn $15,000 into $250,000. That's a great way.
Yep.
The other way is you can email me at matkinson, ATKINSON, matkinson @intercaplending.com, INTERCAP lending.com. And just put in the subject line, I listen to you and the hair model show, and give some tips, and that's a great way that we can help connect with you guys.
Awesome.